Today I'm making garlic green beans, which is one of my husband's favorite vegetable dishes. But the first thing I'm going to show you is the easiest way to peel and mince a clove of garlic. Now, first thing I like to do is go ahead and cut off the root end. That makes it a little easier for the peel to come off. And then you take whatever big knife you like. I just got a cleaver, which I'm trying out for this purpose. Previously I used this chef's knife, which is still my favorite general knife for kitchen use, but it's not as heavy as the cleaver, so it would take a little longer. First, you just hit the clove of garlic once so the peel loosens up. Comes right off, like that. And then you take the flat part of the knife and you smash the garlic. This can be a little messy. Sometimes a couple little bits of garlic will fly away. I kind of guard with my hand here to minimize that. But it is a lot faster than chopping the garlic. That is done now. And properly mincing garlic so that it's small enough not to bite you back is time consuming as a general rule. So there's the root end on that one. And on that one I am mincing 3 cloves of garlic to go in my bag of green beans. The original time I made this, I used an entire head of garlic for 6 bags. So if you want to multiply your recipe, you can use that as a guideline. And over here, I'm melting 5 tablespoons of butter. You can use more if you like, but 5 tablespoons works out well for 1 bag. Sometimes I just throw in a stick because it's easier and I don't have to cut it, but 5 is sufficient. And then a bag of green beans. This is 12 ounces. If I can find 1-pound bags, I usually use those. It doesn't really matter whether it's 12 or 16 ounces. And add that to the butter. This is on a medium heat right now. I will probably turn it up a little bit later in order to get the green beans just a little bit caramelized. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my pulverized garlic. I'm told that you should always scrape the cutting board with the back of your knife so as not to ruin the edge. I don't know if that still holds true for cleavers, which are more about oomph than edge, but it probably does. And then salt to taste. I am of course using the pink Himalayan sea salt, which is my favorite, and I'm adding probably 1/2 to 3/4 of a teaspoon, but I like things a little on the salty side, so you may want to start with less than that. And then just stir these a little bit to get the garlic and salt all mixed through, and then I'm going to let them just cook for a few minutes and caramelize a little bit on the bottom. Now at this point the green beans are starting to release all of their water after being frozen. The top green beans are actually still frozen here, but the bottom is bubbling quite a bit, and I'm going to go ahead and stir this once so that all of the frozen parts get cooked thoroughly. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn this up to a medium high so that the liquid will all bubble off and we will be left with buttery green beans that are just slightly caramelized. The caramelizing process just does wonders for food, especially if you're cooking on a budget but you have a little extra time. Caramelizing will really bring out a lot of flavor and allow you to be able to skip some more expensive ingredients for flavor because you're putting the extra time into the cooking. I can see now, looking at the pan, that the extra liquid has all boiled off, and what we're left with is bubbling butter at the bottom, a lot less bubbling than there was before. And if you're paying attention, you can see the quality of the color of the liquid changes a little bit when the extra liquid boils off and you're left with just the fat. And as I stir this, I can see that it's not starting to brown yet. You obviously don't want this to be burnt or even dark brown, but you want just a very lightly browned color on maybe half the green beans to fully bring out the flavor. So, oh, it looks like maybe there's just 1 or 2 green beans in there that are starting to brown. So, we'll give this 2 or 3 more minutes without stirring and see what it looks like then. I think it's actually been not quite 2 minutes, and when I look closely I can see some browning right around the edges of the green beans, so I'm going to go ahead and give this a stir before it burns. And then I'll show you what the brown caramelized garlic green beans look like in all their goodness. This is the kind of recipe that, unless your family hates garlic, this is the kind of recipe that makes your family rave over vegetable dishes. This is one that my husband will actually ask for. This and the roast carrots and a green bean onion dish that I do. Pretty much really the only vegetable dishes that my husband gets excited about eating. So this is looking pretty good here. I'm going to give it just another minute so we can get some more of the green beans to the nice caramelized point. But I'll show you here what some of the green beans look like. You want to get to the point where about half the green beans have that nice brown caramelized color. And at this point I'm stirring more or less constantly because I really don't want the brown green beans to get burnt. I just want to give all of them a little more time to develop the maximum amount of flavor possible. And this looks pretty good. At this point, you can see some bubbling in the bottom of the pan, but a lot of the butter has been absorbed into the green beans, which is good because that's a good healthy fat. And the green beans just look yummy and delectable, and you can smell the garlic coming off of them. So that is my very easy garlic green beans vegetable dish. I hope you enjoy it.